My title is What is Your Name? My title today is What is Your Name? Logo. That boy said logos. That's what it is. It's a bunch of logos. What kind of logos is that, Lee? What kind of logos you see? Joe, branding. That's what I'm talking about. Branding tips from the Bible is exactly what I'm talking about today. Branding. Branding tips from the Bible. Joel, I'm out here preaching. Joel, I'm preaching. Joel gonna invite me to his church. I would be like, ain't nobody getting down like that. Branding tips from the Bible. Branding tips from the Bible. My big boy, who's here, he's in the other room. He into cars, y'all, and he into cars so much. When we be riding, I live in the Galleria, and you see all kind of foreigns, right? And hey, boy, take a picture of him, boom, boom, boom. He started to know him. He started to know the prices. So me being the good dad that I am, I started. We went to Maserati. We went to Bentley. We went to McLaren. We went to Porsche. Right? He loved these cars. Loved these cars. And I was kind of like, what am I doing here? Right? He got out the car like, yo, got the phone out to the joint, right? And hold on, hold on. And so uh he knows the names and the brands and the cost of these joints, right? So it got me to thinking, why is a Rolls Royce Wraith or why is the McLaren a couple 100,000, right? Why is it that the McLaren, I actually put the rate on here, $400,000 for a car, right? Why is a Toyota Camry 40,000 and under? Why? Anybody can answer that? Mic is open. Why is a Ray 400,000? Why is it Camry 40 and under? I mean, I said it this morning. They both got four tires made of rubber, got air in them. They both need gas. They both got to get oil changes and filter changes, right? They both got to get windshield wiper fluid. When you get inside, both of them got seat heaters. Both of them got radio, right? You get real fancy, both of them got steering wheel heaters, right? And what's inventory and luxury, right? Both of them turn the radio up, on, down, off, on. Windows be power up, seat be power up, right? Luxury, right? You said inventory and luxury, Joe. I just gave you luxury in a camera, right? Power windows, Bluetooth connected, right? You don't put no gas in both of them, they stop it on the freeway, both of them, right? You don't change the oil, that joint gonna blow up, both of them. Why is one 400,000? Why is one 40 and under? And he put the word, um, yeah, but Camry wasn't always luxury, right? True. I was real simple with my answer, and I said the name. That's the only reason. They built a brand. I love that answer. I just put the name, right? I just put the name. Only reason Ty was with us this weekend. Well, last weekend when we went to go look at them cars, right? Same gasoline, same oil change, same everything. One car cost 400,000. Camry cost 40 and under, right? And the reason the difference is I put the name. So we got to be good Bible people. I went from Proverbs 22, verse 1 says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. We talking about what's your name today, right? We talking about what's your name, right? Stay with me. Stay with me, right? Um, my good people. Adrian, what's your name? Joe, what's your name? Lee, what's your name? Inez, what's your name? Right. And so I looked up, as the Bible proverb says, right? Hold on, let me let this person in. As the Bible proverb says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. What does a name? What does name mean, right? What does Louis? What does Chanel? What does Prada actually mean? Right? Some of them have slogans, some of them have symbols, some of them have logos, but the name or your name, Ty, Adrian, Didi, your name is your honor. Your name is your authority. Your name is your character, right? Right? Your brand is a name that reminds you of a story, right? Some of these got stories to it, right? And I was talking about it this morning. If I told you to check the slogan on some of these, I couldn't remember this morning, but if you can, if you can, write, drop a slogan in the drop a slogan in the chat. Drop a slogan in the chat if you know a slogan that we all know, right? Proverbs 22:1, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. That's Bible, right? Your name is your honor. Your name is your authority. Your name is your riches, right? A brand is a name that reminds you of a story. So the question is, Cardiac, Harvey, as y'all joining in, what's your story? That's the question. What's your story? Right? So I kept on writing. Your reputation. Thank you. Under the hood, they are different too. Okay. Joe, you can say that all you want, but they got spark plugs. They got timing belts. They all the same, bro. Ain't nothing different. There's nothing different. A car is a car is a car. One's 400,000, one's 40 and under. Real talk. Now the engine is different. What I'm saying is the components to making that car move all the same. Yeah, the engine is different. The engine different from a Ford and a Chevy. Facts. But they all have the same components. Neither one of them starting without a spark plug. Neither one of them moving without gas. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Except for Tesla. I'm sorry, but whatever. Right. Right. But what is your story? What makes your brand, Joel, right? Ty, Curtis, Inez, what makes your brand premium? What makes Louis premium? Right? Prada, what makes that premium? Anybody? Drop it in the comments. Right? Ty, what makes your brand premium? Here's the answer. Here's the answer. The price. That's the only thing here's what's crazy. Here's what's crazy. I said it this morning. We assume that if it costs more, it's better, which ain't always true at all, right? If it costs more, it's better. That's what we believe. If it costs more, it's better, which they're not going from 0 to 60 at the same rate. What's under the hood is important. We all human, but our characters is what separates us. Now you own it, right? The price. So the price you pay for your character, right? The price would be our reputation. Street Tie, Apple and Android. Don't get me started. To be honest, the Android has better components if we're talking about power and performance. Lee, get off my chat. Lee is excused for promoting Android. Not on it, not just kidding. Right? That's not the case. Good morning. Got a headache this morning. Sorry, Inez. We're praying for you. Lee, now you own it. Apple wins because of branding. I'm an Apple guy. Thank you. Thank you. Right? Which is why I'm like you just said, I'm advocating for Apple. For what? Right? They buy all phones, 10 digits for your phone to ring. Right? Here, I said this. What makes a brand premium is the price. We assume that if it costs more, it must be better, which ain't always the case. iPhone and Android, right? iPhone costs more than Android, but he just said they got better components. Joe, I'm gonna lay hands on you. Not Christian. All right, y'all got to see it in the comments, right? I put this, y'all, real talk. If we was going to the doctor, right? Inez said she had a headache. If we going to the doctor, or if we Googling, I use heart surgery this morning. We need heart surgery. If y'all looked up on Google and they said, hey, blowout cell, heart surgery going 2 for 55.99 for 2. Heart surgery this weekend while supplies last, and you need a heart surgery, you gonna look at that and be like, I'm out. I ain't pulling up over that, right? Because we don't Google. Matter, I use this morning. When we get ready to go on a date, we don't go cheapest places in town. We go best steakhouse, best seafood, right? And it's gonna cost us more because we use the word best, right? Now, there are plenty of brands that have made trillions on being anti-premium, right? But what's your brand is the question, right? Do you want your name, Adrian, Inez Curtis, right? Joe, Didi, Genesis, do you want people to say, man, Marcus, oh man, he talked fast, he finna try to get over, unauthentic, right? Or do I want my brand to be like, man, Marcus in the morning, oh, positive, he gonna be faith-based, he gonna try to be comical with it, right? But at the end of the day, it's uplifting. That's the Marcus in the Morning show. That's the brand, right? So what is your brand? What is your name, right? Anybody? Examine the history of the brands and what makes them better than the other. They are all unique based on the history. Facts. Facts. So so how does your brand become that go-to brand that becomes that premium? I was talking about this earlier. Sometimes you'll go in the mall, ladies that got purses, y'all will feel me, right? You go in the mall and it's a line out the door, round the corner at Louis. Why not at Ross? They got bags up in there too. Why we ain't lining up for the $12.99, 100 of us trying to get that last $12.99 purse? Why are we trying to go get the $1,200 purse? Why? Right? So how does your brand become that go-to? How do you become him? How do you become her? Status symbols. All right, Harvey, what's your status symbol? Whatever your thing is, make your status symbol that to where your phone ringing off the hook, right? How does your symbol become that is the question. How do your brand become that? John chapter 1, my good Bible people, says in the beginning, Joe, where we at? Where we at, Joe, my pastor? In the beginning was the
Word.
There we go. In the beginning was the word, right? And I talked about it this morning. Down John chapter 1, verse 14 says, the word become flesh and dwelt, the word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory for all grace and truth, right? That's what it said. When basically, layman's terms, when I do what I say I'm gonna do, right? When I show up, when I say I'm gonna show up, when I do it without an excuse, I can dwell amongst the people because the word is the word. The brand, Marcus in the Morning, the Joe brand, the Adrian brand, the Inez brand is what it is. And I wanted to use myself for an example. Didi and I don't know how many other people came on here Friday looking for me, right? I know Didi and Adrian came on here looking for me Friday. Here's the truth. Sometimes my week be so busy or so booked. In fact, this week gonna be like that. It's gonna be some days that I don't want to do this because I'm up late because I got camps and VBSs, right? Joe was looking for me too, right? So Marcus, what's your brand? Oh, on Fridays he don't show up, right? So I need to correct my brand. If I want to be that premium brand, if I know people are coming on this joint for the fellowship, for the gathering, for the conversation, right? Not necessarily for me, but for this brand, for what we're doing, I need to make sure it's there. I had VBS too last week, I understand. Man, some people gonna get it, right? But for the most part, it's still an excuse because I said 7:30, right? So I need to make provisions, call my associate pastors. My other pastor's gonna preach on Fridays. Joe got it this Friday. Just let y'all know, y'all. Joe preaching this Friday. Like I'm preaching, but Joe gonna preach it this Friday. He gonna preach. But I'm letting y'all know he might open up the doors of the church, all that good stuff. Friday, 7:30, y'all get your church service in. Hey, with me, you're gonna get some comical jokes with it, right? But all right, so when we do what we say, man, like people gonna know us as their brand, right? Genesis, when you walk in their door, people gonna say, that's Genesis who does, she's this. That's the brand. What is your name? What is your brand? Right? What do we really want out of our name? Right? Ty, when you walk in a room, what do you really want people to know? Ty, Curtis, what do you want them to know? What's the brand? Right? It's the authority. Um, it's your story, it's your authority, right? And once that's solid, people will rock with you because of your brand. Not has nothing to do with you. And I said this morning. I said this morning. The amount of money we make got nothing to do with our brand. The amount of money Louis, Gucci, the amount of money they make has nothing to do with their brand, right? But the results of what people get from your brand is what makes your brand the crazy thing. So how do we carry our brand? Crazy thing is people think that, right? It's true, right? How do we carry ourselves? What is our brand? What is our name? And I said, hey, y'all, if we really want to be, we want to be like God. You know how we say it in our prayer, God, I want to be more like you in our prayers. Dear God, quickest way to be more like God is to keep your word. Quickest way, keep your word. If you say it, mean it, right? Marcus, if you say 7:30 on Friday, something need to pop off, right? Because God is a God who cannot, Joel, you answered that last time. God is a God who cannot
lie.
There it is. All right. Be a person of honor. Be a person of honor. Right. So now when we charge $400,000 to pull up, dear Wraith, dear McLaren, when people walk in, they don't ask for a discount. They know what it is. Right. Was saying, Adrian, this morning, you got the travel company. Right. Adrian, if your travel company is what it is and it's going to do what it's going to do, the price is the price. Right. I have two grandsons that's into designer brands, Gucci, back. Ain't nothing wrong. Let me say this. This is thumbnail. There's nothing wrong with designer brands at all. If you can't afford them, they ain't your company to shop at. That's all it is. You can't get the Wraith. Ain't nothing wrong with nobody with a Wraith. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't care how we look at it. If I got 10 Louis bags, that's me. That's what I want to buy. That's what I can buy. Right. So there's nothing wrong with being into them. Right. I'm using these brands as parallels to us. What is our brand? Right? Proverbs 22:1, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. A good name. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Yeah, your good name may bring great riches. Yes, I didn't say it could. Or how do we brand ourselves? Right? Being that person of honor. Right? Your works, remember people say, man, my work speak for itself. That's how. Yeah, but we still got to get it. We do have to get it out there. We do have to tell the world, right? I do have to get on Instagram every morning at 7:20 to tell the Instagram world that at 7:30 I'm on this live, right? But you gotta deliver when they get here, right? Joe, you want that church to grow, you gotta deliver that word that make people go tell other people about it. And also tell other people, right? Bringing value with character, facts, right? There ain't no way that the Major League Baseball player sign $100 million contract if he ain't knocking that ball at the park. All right. Only way we pulling up to go pay that extra ticket to go see Beyonce is because everybody say her show all that. Which, hey, let me stop because it's going on YouTube and I ain't trying to have the hive at me, but whatever. Right. Um, but ask yourself, They say, there you go. Thank you, Joe. Joe said it on me. They say, because I ain't paying for it. I'm gonna wait till y'all go live on Facebook and I'm gonna watch your live for free. Sorry. Let you pay the money and film the whole thing for me. Thank you. But what do we really want out of our name? Harvey, what do you really want, Inez, out of your name? When you walk into a room, when people say, y'all know Inez, y'all know Joe, y'all know Marcus in the morning, what do I really want, right? The amount of money is not the brand. Again, you can get riches from that if we're talking about money, right? You want respect on your name. That means you really have to be that person of honor. Or really has to be, man, that she about that life. She about what she say, right? Mic is open. I got 5 minutes. I'm not going over today. I gotta go drop my boys off like ASAP, like soon as I get out of here. So we got 5 minutes exactly. What's that? Beehive don't play. Thoughts? Your brand, right? I came from John 1:14 today. I came from Proverbs 22:1 today. Gotta go. God bless. Lee, we'll talk. Lee, we need to talk about that gaming thing. Real talk. Yeah, that's all I got. Branding tips from the Bible. Proverbs 22:1, a good name, one that is about what they say, is rather to be chosen than great riches. Your name gonna take you way further than your
Hey,
money.
Marcus, I just wanted to say something. So when we say name, and I'm just bringing this biblically wise, it's almost like when you're looking at God as representations, as representatives of God and believers, we're branding God's name. And what I mean by that is it's just like if he shows us his righteous ways and the things that we're supposed to do to be in line with him and how we're supposed to live out his word, that's a part of branding his name. Through us branding his name, our name will be branded because we're representing him. And it just reminds me of the scripture of him saying he'll lift us up. But as you were talking, I was reflecting on that in regards to branding a name. Everything we do as representatives of Christ, God looks at that. God looks at how we're representing him. God looks at how you ever heard the phrase, I'm sure everybody heard this, when they be like, you may be the only Bible that somebody reads, right? But that's part of branding who we are in Christ, as part of branding who he is. And as we live our lives in him or live that lifestyle, we're showing who he is. We're showing his brand. So I just wanted to speak on that because that itself speaks value, and God also wants us to understand how much value our name has to it as well. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Love it. Love it. Anybody else? What's your name? Your name means your honor, your authority. It means your character, right? All right. I'm rapping tomorrow, 7:30. I'm only gonna do 7:30 this week. I'm only gonna do 7:30 this week. Joel is preaching on Friday, so he's gonna say, "Come on in and sit down." That's what he's gonna say. Then he gonna go for y'all gonna go to church Friday. All right, I'm out of here. I gotta go do some parenting stuff. So catch y'all tomorrow. All right.